You knock silently.
I guess no one is in?
The leather upholstery is warm. In fact, it's oddly...
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for. But apparently, working I mined at a local tech. On the other hand, yes, presenting a fabric.
The door is right here. You tried. Finally, the door. There might be... The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still...
You are correct.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Hello again, officer. Excuse me?
She shifts in her seat. Oh,
Of course. Where to? No problem.
Mazovian socio-economic.
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Oh.
Relax.
Ha! They usually... Not unless they've a legalized sport. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called...
Good. Not unless they've a legalized sports equipment.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically. The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over... You see, as the name...
Happy shopping of... The shine on these sunglasses lasts a good starter pair, officer. A man who knows his style.
These
are all first rates.
those UV...
These are all...
lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently... The driver, a large it is a seal of royalist air. The back end of a book.
Racist, nationalist, paraphernalia. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his...
Right to work!
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
The unpromising race pupil return. The payphone hangs. A rusting control panel. No screech of metal. Crane does not. You're back before the car. You attempt to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Why are you?
Because what wasn't an option? Are you satisfied, detective?
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as all. My dear Harry. Harry,
Smooth talking. Maybe.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You did
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting.
He was testing you.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for Why? Believe me, he's not a killer. He's a nobody. Just a...
Did one of his complex theories...
What if it did? What if he took a whack? What if he planned to write a hack piece to the local newspaper? Journalism, Harry. I love it. Now, please, let's get back to the good stuff. The police. By now, Harry, this strike is
You mean our victim?
a security contractor. Can you...
He performs a motion as if
I'm talking beast. Everything they did there, they... No, Harry, the elephant. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brute. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. But enough about me and my fun One of them got...
By negotiator.
Harry, we got grit, Harry. Potentially, Harry. Potentially. There's a militant wing inside...
that sounds a bit like
They're like you guys.
again.
So these...
He probably worded it differently. But...
Aren't you worried we might arrest...
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the... How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. Last winter, these guys turn up...
So you believe this...
You said it.
That does sound quite unlikely. Yes.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll Oh, they are simply fine young men. Old thing.
Interesting.
They're almost... Work with them. Hell, You know what, Harry?
The lieutenant marks something in his...
But of course, it's the least I can do.
When you meet this Titus,
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
the lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote.
Good boy. A real team player. Was it a good talk? I don't know. Yes, Harry. It's like
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat.
Just between us,
And what would this entail?
once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to...
It depends.
As I said, it weighs...
He's saying as little as...
I'm glad you asked. There's a nameless little street on the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac. They are just gonna have to...
Is he absolutely sure that...
Am I? Harry, we're gonna build a youth centre there. The value... You bring joy to my heart. You need to get... Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13... See you...
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota. Evening falls. The vows are blurred and flesh. Lower intestine, fascism, Brota. Many things, but it's, yes, worm, that's what, stomach truth. You're having, because you've said the hard thing, okay, that sounds much better. You're going to keep your views, right? For the nation, smart. Best not to mention, of course you are.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old... Sure, mister. Absolutely.
Before the cargo container. It's true. You attempt to no reply. The knock produces a hollow ring. This is the night.
Hello, compatriote.
I can't, but it felt like springtime just a few...
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary. Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you, there he is. The old boy, calmly. The lieutenant looks out of the window. Then to you, lick.
What are you doing? We should move.
You could definitely go for some more. The titillation. A colorful piece of plastic is on the counter, rolled out of his open hand. You see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring lock. The man emits a loud snort. No, he's looking the other way. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop, and just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says, 5. No, he's looking the other way. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about you. There is only one way to wake this bone idol.
Why the yelling man?
Looks like a sound.
Wait, what? No, it was just... Thank God, no.
The worker.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. That's the name of my employer. Is it? Haven't you noticed what? Good. For one, I can get some... They got it.
The way he says...
We are... Okay. I guess there's also Yeah. What about it? You know, people die here every day. If someone has decided to...
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong.
They say your guy was a killer. You're tree man. Everyone.
Meaning, you're not... It was probably his...
You heard what I said?
The lieutenant gives you a little nod.
Indeed. Knocks you right out when you chew the butler.
The dock worker doesn't answer. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you... He looks up at you. Shrugging is an international sign for...
Speak Revacholian? We speak Suren.
The cook is still smoking.
Good thing he didn't understand a word.
You see a heavy... The kobold, old kobold. The door does not...
Hello again, sweetie.
Real mature man.
Damn, your feet thought we got away.
What are you, brain damaged? Money is what grown-up people... Are you serious? From your work? I don't know.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency. 100...
Isn't it evil? The order of There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the...
You know what? The stupid... Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window. Not entirely cool. You still owe me 100 real. Now, what the hell did you want? I assume you wanted something. Yes, have you got it? Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the... Do I have a shaker in my...
It's not a shaker.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I smiling? That's right, I'm the cafeteria...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass? Or a... Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and... What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the... They come here in the...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying... We don't.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk, or they probably...
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing... No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to... Or some boring storage space with...
He's attempting to maintain an...
Fine, okay, a little. But my job... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place. What?
By the way, you should come...
Do I have a
It's not a shaker. It's...
Am I smiling? Because I...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to...
Even more reason for me not to serve you, sir. Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes? Do I have...
It's not...
Am I...
Because he's not a bartender.
Because I'm not a
Play it calm.
Well, you're not getting it!
This is a thoughtful exchange. But can we move on, please?
By the way, where is her? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where? You don't really know, do you? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like... You can try. Run some addresses in your head. The door is... This door can... Still no answer. Still no... The lieutenant gives you. The bed is cold and not particular.
The option to go to sleep becomes... An old call box with a matrix. There are several footprints in the mud. Heavy workers' boots with real... Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
The lights are so pretty when it gets dark.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game. If you say so, but you better
The worn map features the pat your finger moves through the very. Finally,
For a more detailed view of the map,
your finger moves. Finally,
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
the front of this quarterly journal features a large because White Antlers, because Friesel was to your disappointment. After rifling the pages, the magazine is divided, comrade, as you but like only 4 issues. So please, if you value, you flip back to the front of the magazine. This section, you also skip. Whoa. It seems to be, according to this extremely credulous, based on Sapormat. Don't forget the moustache, right? Like, it's quite, according to, this is the SR. That's very much the
Samaran People's Republic? No, they're quite the spec on account of the...
You flip back to the front of the mag. It takes a... Why? As you leaf through the main feat, the tip-top tournée, this so-called artist spot, you think you're instead, where to even... So, all of it. Oddly enough, this article has, there's no... Have you ever met under capitalism? The article says, thus, and that precise at the end of the day. Sure, that's because...
Oh, come on. Can this article a certain kind of... If I had to...
You flip back to the front of the magazine. I'm surprised you skim the head. Finally, there's one of the edit. You flip back to the front of the... You take the legal documents out of the envelope. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to be awfully close to the already...
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the prints.
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine... In your hands, you hold a brand... The cover features a chart, the exact location and time period. The box has a nice heft to it. Even before you open it, the plastic wrap rips off. There's a hiss as the lid. Welcome to Suzerainty. A game of economic. The colorful... You begin to suspect the instruction. You soon figure out that's where the suzerain... Each turn, as you leaf through... Remember, there are many paths to... The actual scoring system appears. You open up a number. Each cardboard...
What? You're not going to offer to let me...
Each cardboard token...
What?
In addition, from the Empire of Saf...
Oh, those are not...
You hold the open... The lieutenant looks over the rulebook.
Holy I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
Large letters, text, mysterious... None of that. It's not. A blurb. Succumb to a world. Exactly. In no time. Don't forget heated and beer. And most important, you pry open the box. A reprint. It doesn't seem to correspond. A quick guide. The options are in order. The Welkin. The Welkin come. A grand race. The Tueog. They're just humans. A very small race. The least popular of the Wirral. It's made. You don't know much. You place the die into your pocket. You see a man.
Interesting. A communal. The figurine is not a part of the... I have a feeling the figurines are more there.
You pick the figurine up by the base. to meet your gaze. A colorful box with a small mountain of colorful board games. Well, hello? Oh no, you lights reflect. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol contain. There's a satisfying nothing. Nothing. Some. Despair creeps into you. Getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Fuck me? Please leave the rage.
Nothing you can say would make Cop gives up. That sugary black sweet there. What get your a colorful on the counter rolled out of his open hand. The man.
You've just picked up some magnesium.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card. And no. He's look. You slip just for the rest. You find a no. He's look. The sleeping dock worker has little to say. The worker stares at you. His eyes.
I thank God.
The worker.
I don't know what. Listen, logistics. Nate.
The way he's.
Nate.
The way he says.
We're okay. Hey, haven't you note good for thank.
The work.
Thank God.
The worker.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. If someone.
You have a pretty.
They say you're God. Everyone.
Meaning it was probably.
You heard what I.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes.
And thank God, no. Brilliant.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep. You take the legal document. The youth center cuts into the ocean. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover much. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. The worn map, your finger moves through. Finally.
For more detail.
The front of this because freeze to your off comrade, but only so please. If you've
what
comrade, but only so please.
What do you
You flip back to the front of the magazine. This you it's according based on support map. Don't forget, right. It's quite according. This is only
What?
but like the structures of capitalist ideology, we only so please, if you value art, you flip back to it takes a moment. The main feature though, the tip-top tourney, this so-called artist spot, this so-called artist, you think instead you find yourself skimming at 10,000 where to even start. So all of it, and that at the end of the day, it's the destruction. Sure, that's because you.
Oh, come on. A certain. If I had to.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. Unsurprised. You skim the headlines. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer. One of the. You flip back to the front of the.
Give me a moment.
You hear someone walking around a poor communal.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have?
Let's go. We don't.
It's generally. This door is made. No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
No one.
We should return tomorrow. A row of mugs, a little ring. Though cheerful, there's something distinct. It looks like the artist. You ain't gonna change someone's. The lieutenant picked. I'm beginning to feel bad.
A little ring. There's something. It looks like the artist is. You ain't. The lieutenant picks up.
I'm beginning to feel better.
This is the flag of red. This isn't just one sun. It's an optical, atmospheric, and by old-fashioned. The lieutenant doesn't.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? What we...
There was a touch of discomfort.
The Pines, and that is...
The Wild Pines Group, Son Baptiste, LUM.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but 20 billion is a large number. A conglomerate the size of the one they started. Centuries of care. They started as an centuries of care, deliberation. They started as an exploration. Centuries of care, deliberation. You know more than you let on. They started centuries of care. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? There are no minor cogs in the system.
With your help, hopefully.
This...
Yes, and experimental.
How...
Are they now?
A deep synthesis.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, a casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd.
She refers to...
Martinez is a dish you would be excused for not knowing. I'm not a good ambassador. This place used to be a province. It's not really a sea. Yes.
Known to the early rivers...
Caillou, as you already know. I'm not a good... This place used to be a province. Revachol, the great kind. History detective. The nations of the Occident, in the DeLorean century. They say, by that time, we are standing on a fair... I think it's fair to...
A sparkle of lights on the horizon.
22 kilometers.
Silence. The water. There is no recognition. Only...
We are where we are.
This is one thought you...
Was there something else you want?
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. Might I suggest...
Absolutely.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. These for the revolution. It's quite easy. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people. Oh, and the anarchists too.
She likes the totality of it.
Indeed. Did they ever?
Yeah, it was a curve.
Yes. Yes. Oh, lots of people. The real king yes. Him and tens of thousands of his... The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral, liberals are... Some were they didn't win. To foreign intervention. The coalition... The liberals took everything that was... The coalition of... The moralists, at least not in...
The rulers of Revachol.
This is...
The color of moralism is blue.
Of course.
Rooty toot.
That's the way of history. The turn of... It wasn't a who. It made people. Of course.
It was a
From Revachol and Grad? Why? You and a city-state. The zone of modernity.
51 minus 8.
Time flies. The 20s saw a decade of urban war. The 30s... No. It was a welcome to...
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked...
They picked the winning side. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned... I would have said 10 of the 14 Indo tribes. Good question. And I. So a good hygiene. When they fit... And what is it?
My position, ma'am? My parents got
Understandable. They are... Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this?
I am an ultra-liberal. Yes. I can see that's a piss. When the dust settled, with jurist, I would not... Then for my daughters, perhaps.
You're no dummy, you're...
A smart boy getting smarter. Yes.
Seditious talk, ma'am.
Yes. Whatever else I am. I'm also a mother. A bird? Some sort of... krill hunter? Of course you're not, my dear. Ah! Or two. A pre-revolutionary. This one used to be mostly the... Splat.
You could be wrong. But from here it appears as if she's running the...
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and... Yes, she prefers a fantasy world. Young people... All right.
Suddenly, you're...
And what would that be? Nothing... Those days along the new. It involved wasn't it, Guillaume?
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? More or less. We're in Martinez. Martinet, you would... this place used to be... I'm not a good... This place used to be a province. I would be happy to. What is a preposterously expensive Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
You hear someone walking up a poor communard from the looks of it. That isn't just a fight. The star and even today, to Simba also some because to Simba also some social. Gone is you are the big. This door is made. No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at night.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow.
Wow, oh yeah. The print depicts a muscled man struck. Smells like worn.
Sniffing is okay. Hell yeah, man. Most people don't. I mean.
Okay.
You sound. Besides.
It's for the best. His theory isn't exactly.
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
But why? I sympathize, I do. but this is a for-profit enterprise. Welcome to...
A typical Martinez streetlight. The light pole has been... This would make quite a...
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order. It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. The light is up. Well, the most important...
Okay, that checks out. The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved. And well, one, especially, just make sure it works before...
Is the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. If police work means playing tapes, absolutely.
That's odd. Why?
The stuff I record...
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
And here you...
You see rows of toys sold, big men.
Franco-Nigerian knights.
They're not all...
This is what the...
Which ones?
This set of
You're probably... I think their poverty has been... Maybe.
Why? What's this?
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. Did I mention that this figurine is a...
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of... You certainly have been avoiding it.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out. You see a heavy steel, the old cobalt paint. The door does not.